So what I wanted to know was, because Cass mentioned to you, actually he said, reached out, hey man, I'd like to grab a hat or whatever, I want to bring Chris with me in one of my best labs or whatever, so I assumed that's Ashley. Yeah, so how did you get into pipeline?
I started pipelining, about 10 years ago. I was doing a plumbing apprenticeship in Vancouver at the time, and I just had a friend offer me a job. It was with Leadcore, and I think it was in Wabasca. Off in the middle of nowhere.
I know Wabasca.
Minus 30, and I showed up and started off in camp, and I think I was on a ditch crew. It was the first crew I was ever on, and now here we are 10 years later, and I'm still pipelining.
Right on. So is this your kind of career, do you think, moving forward? Or what
it is. I also own a food truck back home. It's a little bit of a side hustle there, but I love pipelining. It kind of, as you know, kind of gets in your blood a little bit.
For sure. Sorry, are you from Vancouver?
I'm originally from Golden, BC, but I lived in Vancouver for about 5 years.
Where's home now?
Chetwynd.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Head there in a couple of weeks.
I ended up meeting the wife out there, working for Sararis, actually. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever thought Chet would be home? I've been there about 5 years till I got to camp.
Oh, you're there as well?
Yeah, so Calgary's home with Sweet Marie and the kids, but it's just since 2019 on the job.
Chetwynd's been home away from home.
Yeah. So what do you think of Chetwynd as a community?
I like it a lot there. Yeah, I'm big into like outdoor stuff and going to lakes and stuff, so I like it there, and I got a kid there now too, so
amazing.
A lot of outdoor stuff for him to do, and I'm a small town person, obviously, from living in Golden, or growing up in Golden, I should say.
So what would you be doing if you weren't pipelining?
Oh man, well, I mean, I probably would have finished my plumbing apprenticeship. I'd also want to be do a cooking apprenticeship at one time too, so probably one or the other. Which, I mean, now I got the food truck, so I'm kind of dipping my toes in that.
Like, pipeline's not like a very conventional career for a lot of people. Like, what do your mom and dad think about you being out here?
I think my mom's pretty proud of me. I haven't, my dad and I are kind of distant for the last 10, 12 years there, so I don't talk to him too much. But my mom's proud of everything I've done, for sure. She appreciates the hard work ethic and whatnot.
What's your favorite thing about pipeline?
Oh, I think just like the friends and pretty much making another family out here, you know? Absolutely. I know it sounds a little cliche, but you really do.
I talked to a lot of people about it, because even when people talk about coming pipelining, they always talk about the money, and I'm like, I get it, they pay us okay, but we don't work all the year, and so there's some uncertainty there. But I said, it's the community, man.
It is the community.
Yeah, cliche.
It feels like people actually have your back out here, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He makes lifelong friends. I still, even when I'm off work, I'm always staying in touch with co-workers and stuff, and pretty much throughout the whole time off, I'm always sending messages and chatting with them, so you really do make lifelong friends here.
Oh, for sure. Do you know, one thing we started on this job actually was these support groups, and it actually started as AA and an NA program, and actually evolved after the first few meetings into basically a support group where people sit around and share and talk in a safe place and confidential and blah blah blah. And we find a lot of people struggle with these anxiety, depression, financial shit at home, stuff with their families, just shit from when they were kids. Like, have you seen some of these issues in your past, 5 or 10 years or whatever it's been?
Oh yeah, and I've definitely seen people having a bit of a hard time, and you definitely see people get checked out over time. But I mean, I see a lot of people happy to be here as well. But I could relate to the support thing. I've actually stopped drinking for 1.5 years myself. So I think that's awesome. You guys have some support groups out here for that. I've seen the signs around. I've never gone to I've never gone to any AA meetings or anything like that, but I'm 1.5 years sober myself, so I could definitely relate to that. But I over the years, obviously, I have seen some people you could struggle with addiction and stuff like that out here. For sure. I mean, it could happen anywhere, obviously.
Oh, but it's so ingrained in the culture, drinking after work, and
absolutely.
I don't know how to separate it, but I've talked to enough guys there who stopped drinking for various reasons, and it's not a little, have a drink. I've asked everyone, any pressure, any what? They said, no, the only pressure drinks I always put on myself, because everyone always says, oh, good for you, man, it's awesome, or I've been thinking about it. So that's great, Chris, good for you.
Yeah, and I think it does, even friends and stuff, I'll do. I don't post about it too often, but when you say I do make a post on social media or something, like, hey, I made it a year, it's, I've actually had people reach out to me and like, thanks, that's like really motivating, and like I've been thinking, like you say, I've been thinking about doing the same myself, and I think it's just good for them to see somebody they know, like it's possible to do. Yeah.
Right on. Well, I won't keep you, Chris. I know you have to work.
It's all good.
But I just really appreciate you making time to talk to me today.
Yeah, no problem.
Take care.
Take care too.